Hello guys, and welcome back to the third challenge video I'm doing for Fox. Today we've come to a city centre location to do some proper street fishing, which I'm actually thrilled about. I've never fished the place before, never seen it. I've had a bit of information off the cameraman, but apart from that, it's just going to be, as much as the challenge is to fill a competition card, so I'm going to put a 5 perch and 2 pike competition card in. The actual challenge for me today is just to try and pick apart a new venue and just try and find some good fish off this venue. So I'd like to get over 2.5 metres worth of fish, which is a solid card really. Like I say, I haven't fished it before, not really sure what the pike situation is. I'm going to start off fishing quite light, try and crack the perch, and if we don't pick the pike up along the way, I'll go and grab a rod, grab a bigger rod for the pike. I've already started making a few casts. I've just had a decent perch right off this bank, and I imagine with the looks of things, the perch aren't going to be too hard. But you know, it's a small river, it's my style of fishing, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. But yeah, we're just starting off at this this willow tree. Obviously there's a lot of shade under the willows. There's also a big piled wall down at my feet. Like trench sheets and sheet pilings and stone walls, always great features to check, especially where you've got a little bit of depth. Obviously the willows, you get not only you get the shade off the willow trees, but a big feature of willows is always the roots underneath as well. These have big structures of sort of roots bleeding out into the water. It holds the fry and the perch go in there looking for them. So I'm just going to have a few casts at these willows here and show we can find the fish. We've had a bite in the middle as well, and keep checking the middle. It's a funny river really. It's not it's nowhere near fast enough where it's going to push the fish out of the middle channel. So really got to fish it all. They might favour the depth, they might favour the cover, might change throughout the day. I mean, the sun ain't got round yet. That far bank's on the sun at the minute. Always brings them up a little bit in the morning when it's cold. Yeah, I've been told the river's quite snaggy as well, so I'm just starting off fishing a little Texas rig and one of the new newish micro critters. Yeah, I'm just fishing a little Texas, keep it weedless, sorry. And yeah, it just saves you tying up every 5 minutes. Yeah, we're going to keep on moving now. I've had quite a few bites. Typically I had a fish like on my first cast here just before we started filming. Again, I'm getting some bites, so I went to a little shad, I went down to a 5 centimetre. I'd pick a lot of these fish up, but I think they're just going to be small. Staying on like a little creature bait, a little wider profile, just gives you, just gives you a better chance of catching a bigger fish and a better fish. And have another bite then. I think they're just really small fish at middle channel. But yeah, we're going to keep moving, stick with the creature bait for now, and see if, again, I only need 5 fish, so I don't need to catch every one, I just need to get 5 decent ones. So yeah, we'll keep moving. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
Right mates, I don't know how your day's going, and hopefully you can hear this, but I know you guys are filming new exciting episode of Predator Challenge.
We are.
I'm going to stitch you right up now.
Right.
I've just been sat here doing spreadsheets, mate, so I wanted to just entertain myself a little bit.
Right.
And add your next 30 centimetre perch, or just catch me a 30 centimetre perch.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is we'll select a mystery goodie bag.
Oh, I just lost one, so.
Full of perch lures.
Sorry.
Say again?
So I just lost a fish there.
Have you? Oh, but you're still fishing. Oh, you're fishing and mate, multitasking.
It was tiny, don't worry. So I need to catch a 30 centimetre perch.
Yeah, any method, 30 centimetre perch minimum, for a chance for the viewers to win a perch goodie bag selected by yourself, mate. So just select your best lures. We'll put them in a box and we'll send them off after the video goes live, and you can select a winner.
Yeah, fair enough. I can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I think we'll find a 30, no problem, to be honest.
Nice one, mate. Well, if that's too easy, then I'll get Ben to call me and we'll up that, I guess.
Well, we'll wait and see. I do tend to over-exaggerate my abilities sometimes.
No. You'll do it, mate. You'll do it. But yeah, that's a little bonus challenge and something for the viewers to win as well. We'll set a little, we'll do a little goodie bag.
Yeah, fair enough. Sounds good. We can do that.
All right, mate.
All right, pal.
I'll leave you to it. Enjoy your day.
Yeah, touch you later, mate.
Bye,
Bye,
mate.
bye. Yeah, I'm just going to make a quick change. I'm going to go to the Tiddler Fast, this little hot olive one. I'm going to try and stay big, but I'm getting so many bites, I'm just not hooking up again. They just feel like small fish, but I just lent into one which felt a little bigger. Get some scissors. But yeah, I just want to see what they are and how big they are, really. I mean, they're perch, but I'm just not sure. Not sure how big they are, if they're small or if they're really small, sort of thing. Yeah, so obviously today I'm fishing this venue without any practice or really previous knowledge of it. But usually if I'm fishing a competition, I'd always practice first. The things that I'm going to try and learn today on the day, I'd like to already know. Mainly for me, it's what can I expect from a card? You know, what are the sorted average size of the perch? What would be a good perch card? What would be a bad one? And then same for the pike and zander if they're present. Again, just location. I don't like to get too caught up on specific spots because fish move a lot. So you should never really discount areas or put all your faith in another just because it fish well in practice, because it does change from day to day. But just finding out what sort of lures they like, what colours work well, and like I said, the general locations where they are. And here's why. Here's why I've been getting a lot of small bites that I couldn't hit. So yeah, effectively fry. That is probably this year's fish. But yeah, so we'll move on and see if we can find some bigger fish. I figured that was the case anyway. We're missing so many, but again, now I've got the shad on. I'll leave the shad on. I've got 3 grams on the shad. It's quite heavy, really, for me, but just gonna let me it's going to let me fish a bit quicker and just get through them. Again, you don't tend to miss decent perch, but fish like that, you'll just get them. They'll just peck at you all day. Oh God, I'm getting mullered. There we go. That one's a bit better. Yeah, I'll take that one. That's probably a 20 centimetre fish. It's not a bad competition fish, that. And again, with Sato, we've just seen them starting to rise at the back and popping and taking the fish at the top. So I've just chucked out and he's managed to yam it. But yeah, just seeing them popping at the back. So even though I'm fishing 3 grams, I've just chucked in there and skirted it close to the surface and he's at it straight away. But yeah, so that's a 23 centimetre. We always round up in English competitions generally. So you round up to the nearest centimetre. So that'd be a counting 23 centimetre fish. But it's a lovely perch, nice colours. There we go. Again, I've been fishing underneath them. And they're actually quite high up in the water. He's gone. But yeah, they're actually they're quite high up in the water. They're chasing all this fry around. It's funny that I cast right between the willows. I seen something flash in the middle, so I just wind up to the top. Ooh. So many fish up in the water. But yeah, I've been playing around with a new method recently called hover strolling. There's a few different ways of doing it. You can fish it sort of high and on the bottom, but effectively it's a way of fishing a shad really light. So it's rigged in sort of a khaki way and the weight's tucked inside it. I'm still just playing around with it, but it's funny we find these fish so close to the surface because it's the perfect thing for fishing like this. It's only got less than a gram in it and it's just going to sort of flutter in the water and not really get. In fact, there's a fish on it now. There we go. Well, that worked. But yeah, another nice fish. It's actually quite a chunky little, perch. But yeah, maybe 20 centimetres, we'll chuck him on the measure. But yeah, it's funny, I wanted to try this this method today, and it is a bit lethal. So yeah, he's over 19, it counts as a 20. But yeah, so that's a 23 centimetre perch and a 20, so 43 centimetres. No sparkling over 2 fish, but I tell you, in a lot of competitions, fish like that I'd be happy to have. Yeah, they're definitely a bigger perch. Yeah, because the way this lure's rigged as well, it's going to kind of just spiral on the drop. It's just going to twist down. And if there's anything like actively on the feed, they usually just come and pick it up. It's something I've just been experimenting with like different lures, mainly fork tails, but the shads slow it down even more. But that was definitely a bigger perch popping under this tree. Probably a 30 that I need for Sam. It's just not an easy, oh, they're literally all over the place. It's been another decent one down here, if it weren't a pike. Oh, there we go. That's a better one. That one's over 20. But yeah, he's over 20 on that little strolling rig again. And again, it's just a super weightless way of fishing. The perch here, we're going to have a blast here, to be honest, because they are feeding so well. That is 23 again. Just over the 22 line, so again, count as 23. Oh, cooking now. Here we go. They're like peas in a pod, mate. Got that well there. But yeah, I know you can't see really how deep it is on the camera, but these fish are between like 6 inches and 2 foot deep over about 4 or 5 foot. They're really high in the water. And to say it's, what date are we on now? We're well into November. It's crazy. But yeah, 22 for that one. So that is 88 centimetres now. But yeah, so I'm effectively just fishing it on the drop. I'm more watching my line and let it just twist, and then I'll just lift it a little bit. There we go. But yeah, they're really having it now. Getting bigger, might be a 25 that. Oh, no, it's nowhere near. 22 again. It's a chunkier fish. But yeah, thought it was bigger, got a bit excited, but yeah, it's a 22. So we need to upgrade, so I'm going to fish the same method and rig some up a bit bigger, although this isn't too small of a lure to get. Yeah, I think I could catch these at this size now for the next pretty much all day with looks of it. Getting one a chuck, that's going to be a little upgrade. That's 23. But yes, I'm just going to swap to a bigger lure. I'm going to stick on the strolling for a second. Could do with a couple of 30s in there. But we've only been at it for about an hour. A bit slow coming round here, but we've got to this spot and there's just fish everywhere. You can see them everywhere, they're feeding everywhere. Catching them all right up in the water as well. Could try crankbait, but we're high up and it's, again, I'm just going to give this a bash. So I'll get this rigged up and we'll try and find a big one. Yeah, they're proper going for it. So it's just been about 25 perch come up at the same time, all chasing. And again with this rig, I've just swapped to a fork tail now, so it gets rid of the paddle. What it does do, it just kind of holds flat and it just barely moves. You can just give it like a little wiggle. I'm just going to hold it like a certain depth. It is a fair bit bigger, so the bites are going to slow down. And I've got weed all over it. Yeah, this one's a little bigger. That is a beautiful perch. Christ. Really nice looking perch. Yeah, it's a 25 all day. Oh, it would actually count as a 26, but I'm not going to gripe over a couple of millimetres. That's bigger. Might be worth netting. Oh, I need to pull it out. I made an arse of that, but it's in. Actually barely hooked. I can. Oh, it's not hooked anymore. It's fell out. 27 that I count as.
Upright.
Yeah, getting closer. Yes, I've had 121 centimetres a perch now, which is a decent perch card in a competition. Hard though because there's a lot of perch here, and I'd like to keep fishing from as always, but we need to get the pike. It's usually smarter to fish from first, but I decided not to. I've just put a 10 centimetre shad on, see if we can find a couple of pike. I wanted 2.5 metres today, so you know, 2 pike around 60 centimetres will get me over the line. I'm getting dapped up by perch still, so there's every chance I'm going to catch a bigger perch while I'm doing this. If I can't get one this way, fishing a bit higher in the water or on a shad, I've got some other tricks to use in competitions. A Ned rig, like I'll try a swing ball or something like that on a Ned rig, or a white creature bait. Yeah, if they're not really feeding, it's always a good way to try and keep it light enough and obviously wire up. But you know, I very rarely fish a white creature bait without wire because the pike really respond well to it. But again, we've seen loads of perch feeding here. We've been here for about an hour or so, maybe more. And we haven't seen a single big strike, and with all these fish up in the water, I don't know why the pike wouldn't be here, but it doesn't look like they are. So we'll have a move down. Can always fish back through this. I'd like to fish it with a big Ned or something later and try and get a... It'd be nice to catch a 40. I always like to catch a 40 centimetre perch from a new venue. It's a good... it's always a good marker. Sam wants that 30. The biggest I've had so far is 27, so not far. Oh, I can hear the perch going again. That sounded like a biggie. Just so far under the willows, it's hard to get to them. But right, I'm going to keep moving anyway because I'll stay here all day. Where we are, I've just made a cast on a willow at the back and had a big bite on the drop. Feels like a decent pike. And try and get down to where the water's lower. He's not too happy about being hooked. Come on. Yeah. Well, that's the result. Like I said, we're just trying, like I said earlier, just casting these big shads sometimes. If you've got structure like weed fringes and overhanging trees, you tend to get them on the drop. And it's exactly what happened with this one, but it's not a huge fish, but it'd be a good competition fish. Maybe 65 or something like that. I'll just roll the mat out. There we go.
Wow.
Just 63 centimetres. Well, yeah, 63 centimetres. Really nice fish, really chunky little pike. Looks absolutely fin perfect, doesn't it? It's in perfect condition. So, but yeah, we're going to plan so far. Not been pike fishing too long. Started put a bit of a plan together and finding where they are and what they're feeding on. So. But yeah, we just had that pike now then, so I'm on 184. I need about another, what's that, another 66 centimetres. So yeah, one more pike, hopefully get another pike, one a bit bigger, and we'll be there. If not, if I can get a smaller pike, I'm sure I can grab a couple of upgrades on the perch on my way back through. Again, the fish are very active and up in the water. Could try them on crankbaits, but also I think a Ned bait beneath where they're feeding like that, the bigger ones are often much lower down underneath. But we need to get another pike yet. I don't know how that worked. We weren't a fish, I don't think. But again, that one was just sat on the back, and I like fishing that way. I've only got 5 grams on this, so it does sink really slow, and it just, again, if you get any much overhanging structure and much shade or walls, you know, you've every chance of just getting one on the drop. But yeah, that one, it was near a wall, a bush and a willow tree, so you know, plenty of cover. It's actually quite shallow on that back though, so. But yeah, we're just gonna keep doing what we've been doing, keep moving fast, bouncing spots. You don't need a lot of casts, especially if the pike are on the feed, which that one obviously were. You don't need to cast at them a lot. Sometimes I'll just do one cast at each feature and just move. It's also why I'm fishing one rod today. It's easy to take an actual pike rod and a perch rod, but if you can get one rod, you can do both on. Obviously, it limits me on how big I can fish for the pike, but it keeps me mobile. I'm not carrying another rod and picking it up and putting it down. Yeah, it's the thing with pike, when you get structure, well not structure, but when you get sort of foliage like this in the trees and bushes, it can just be getting, you know, a foot closer than what you did before. It's all it takes sometimes to get that bite. There we go. Oh! Really needed that one. That was right under that bush. It weren't a big one, mate, but it had been the card filler. Yeah, so today for this challenge I decided to fish the new TR rod series, and this is the 3 to 14. It is a bit on the lighter side for the pike, but it's a great all-rounder for the perch and the sort of pike that we're targeting. You know, we're not really fishing any lures over 10 centimetres, and in a competition, because the time of day you fish, I mean, we started at 10 o'clock today, and we're only fishing till 3, so it's like yeah, in a competition it's important to catch the pike of any size rather than trying to find that 1 metre fish. I mean, if you can catch 2 metre fish, then great. But from what I've heard about this venue, I just haven't come prepared to fish like that today. I have got a bigger pike rod in the car if I had to go and fish. If I couldn't catch a pike fishing small, then I would go big for one. Yeah, we've covered about as much water as we want to cover now for the pike. Tried fishing fast ever since I caught that one earlier. I ain't had another bite. I had 1 or 2, moved 1 or 2. I might have had a nip or 2. But yeah, so I've just had a bit of a downsize now. I've gone to a pink slick shad in 9 centimetre. Even though it's only a downsize or a centimetre in length for the lure, but the tail's much smaller. Got a little bit heavier, gone to a 7, so instead of just fishing like the back on the drop and then a little higher in the water, I'm going to jig the bottom, try and drop the back. I still think the pike might be shallow. We've got a little bit of rain now and it is a bit duller than what it were, which can only help with pike really. It's also getting later in the day, it's 20 past 1, so I'm probably going to spend the next 40 minutes fishing fast or fastish and covering a pike with like this size lure. And if this don't work, I'm going to roll back to, I'm going to try and catch a big perch and a pike at the same time. Like I said earlier, a white creature bait is a really good lure for a pike. A Ned bait, especially if they're not really on the feed like today. And the later it gets, the more chance you've got as well. So I'll spend the next 40 minutes doing this and fishing the shad and covering some ground. Then I'm going to go back to where we caught the perch earlier, try and find an upgrade perch and get a pike at the same time. And I'm still pretty confident that we'll get them, but I want to have it done by 3 o'clock, so that's the goal. Oof, that was a good perch. Better, yeah. It was a solid bite. There we go. Is that a fish? Yes, it's a pike. Come here, baby. Oh, I need this. Oh no, I'm stuck. It just went, it just stopped dead as soon as I hit it. I weren't even sure it were a fish until I saw it. Come on, I need you. Get it. Well, oh, I'm glad to see that. Try not to. I'm in the right pickle here. I've got. There we go. It's a very similar fish to the first one. But yeah, it didn't move, did it? Just smacked it and it just sat there. It was interesting because the first cast I had like 2 bites, which I know were perch. Chucked it out again, felt a little like dink, lifted it up again and just smack. Well, no, that's a big one, mate. So that would count as, is that over the 65 line? Yeah, that's a 65 all day. But yeah, here we go. We've got the card filled. Now, this was 65. I was at, oh, I have to do maths.
121, is it? No, 121 plus
63. 120 plus 63.
What did you say? 60, 70, 84.
184.
184 plus that.
Plus 65 is, you put me on the spot now.
80.
That's 149.
Oh.
149. I need a 1 centimetre upgrade on the perch and I'll get the 2.5 metres. But yeah, it's always good to get the pike. The pike trips so many people up in the competitions, they really do. Just being able to catch him, you know, I swapped around and I got the first one up in the air. But anyway, we'll get this fish back and we'll talk about it. But yeah, beautiful fish and always welcome when you need one, I'll tell you that now. But yeah, so I've had a couple I've just had that pike, got both the pike down. I'm now 1 centimetre short. So we've got good perch fishing to go back to and I'm confident we'll get the upgrade. But while I was fishing here for the pike, I've had quite a lot of smacks on the lure that I know were perch. So I've just swapped to a Ned rig. Ned rig's obviously a great way of catching the bigger perch. But yeah, it is a 9 centimetre Ned, it's the swing bore. But yeah, not a small Ned, but I've got other options to try. But as I said, I've had so many bites here while I've been trying to catch pike, just smacking the bigger shad. I don't think they'll have much trouble getting this down them. So we'll try and get over this thing. Oh, it might actually be bigger. They're like they're obviously shoal buddies. But yeah, so I've just switched to fish for perch and caught a pike straight away. Oh, let me look. There we go. In typical fashion. Oh. As I said, the backup plan was always to just fish from on a Ned if need be. Oh, I don't know if that is bigger. But yeah, he's no upgrade unfortunately, just 60 centimetres. But again, no typical, swap to an Ned rig and fish for a perch and the pike soon show themselves. But we'll chuck him straight back and try and get the upgrade through the perch. Oh, it's off. But yeah, unfortunately, I've just lost the perch. It was definitely a 40. Could well have been £3. So always a bit of a shame. I actually cast and got a wind knot, which I've still got because I've got like 40 minutes left. I can't be able to cut it all off. But yeah, it happened. Started to walk with it. I tend to just walk while I get my net off, but I didn't get a good strike on it in the first place. And yeah, it happens unfortunately. Fishing quite small. Sometimes you need to fish more to get the bites, but then you've got small hooks as well. Well, I just didn't get the best strike on it. Yeah, so we've got 20 minutes left I'm still, yes, I need 1 more centimetre to get that 2.5 metres I wanted. I'm catching so many perch, but they're just not over the line. Like this one here is probably, that's probably 22. I need a 24, and yeah, they're just not quite long enough. I've just lost a really nice fish, which just adds insult to injury. Excuse the wind knot. I ain't got time to take it out. But yeah, we're going to keep going at it. We're back where we started on the perch. I'm getting a bite nearly every cast, or multiple bites every cast. But yeah, just lost a really nice fish. It was a 40. Well, it would have been. Yeah, I'm just still on a Ned, just fishing a little half of a strike king finesse worm. But I might just go back to a shad. That's what I caught my biggest perch on earlier. But yeah, tough to know what to do sometimes, and getting bites on every lure I throw at them, but none of them are big enough. And going big is not necessarily helping. The big one I lost was on a really small lure, a small Ned. It was just at the butt end of the worm. I just cut them down. But yeah, I'll try a shad real quick and see if we can move one of these big fish. Oh, that's a bit of a chunky one. Oh, that might do it, mate. That might just do it. Yes. That is a 24. It's over 23.
The official adjudicator in there.
Yeah, that's easier 24. Rounded up.
Nice.
And it is 14:57. I've got 3 minutes left. So yeah,
Congratulations.
just
mate.
in the nick of time. I set this when I said the 2.5 metres. I realised I might have made a mistake, and then I've just dropped a really big perch. So yeah, I entered any monsters today, but yeah, literally we 3 minutes left. I managed to get a 24. But yeah, I managed to get the 2.5 metres of pike and perch today, sort of doing this standard card, and it was kind of like two challenges today for me, like fishing a new venue and trying to figure it out quick. A 2.5 metre card in a competition on a lot of venues is a great card. I think we probably could have done a bit better on here on the pike, but I'm really happy we got the two. We got 2.5 metres dead on in the end. A fish that's rounded up, but that's how we do it in the competitions. But yeah, coming out to a new venue like this, it's actually a lovely venue. I'd fish it again any time. Shame I lost that big perch. It's always nice to crack a 40 on the first time fishing a venue, but yeah, it's been really good. It's always nice to learn a lot. You know, you don't get a lot of time to sort of chop and change in competition fishing. Mainly, it's about making decisions when you should stay, when you should go, when to fish for a pike. You know, it's just that sort of thing. But it worked out well today. I managed 3 pike in the end, and like I said, just missed that big perch. But unfortunately, I didn't manage to get that 30 centimetre perch. The closest I got was a 27. Which should mean that we're not doing a competition, but we're going to do it anyway. We've got a handful of some of the micro spikies, the micro grubs, the micro spikies. Got the tiddler fast, the mini fry. So, but yeah. So for the competition, if you suggest what the next challenge will be, I think I'm going to pick the winner. So I'll pick a challenge that I think is challenging, as I always do. And then whoever I pick, then they'll win the handful of goodies here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.